Hello, I'm Linda Austin. Thank you for joining us for this week's Essence of the Week for June 26th, 2011. Yes, well, this week we would piggyback, so to speak, on what the channel has to say. You have come through the first of the three eclipses. You have come through the second, and you have come through the summer solstice. This is truly a most impressive accomplishment. For those of you who are looking around and saying, oh, did anyone get the license plate off of that truck that hit me? We are saying, calm down, relax, it will be fine. Because for many of you, your lives are changing at such a dramatic rate, you don't know what's going on from one moment to the next. What is actually happening, what the channel is failing to see, or perhaps failing to address in her message to you, is that what is actually happening is that all of the things that she has been asking for, the things that are truly desires of her heart, not desires of the ego, but desires of her heart, are actually beginning to manifest in her life. Those who know her well will laugh at this and say, well, she has always manifested things in her life. Yes, but she has, for the most part, assumed that these were coincidences, or these were, in her words, gifts that were given to her so that she could be a model for the rest of you. It's never filtered through to her that she could use this ability to manifest things strictly for something she desired, not something that needed to be a huge an example for someone else. That's what we mean when we talk about making the loving choices, about loving yourself, being centered in the self, and being love. It means coming from that place all the time. It means every day waking up and thinking, today there are going to be miracles in my life because I have asked for them. Because I have set myself an intention to live my life with joy. And so the universe, which is totally aligned with joy, is rushing in to help me. There's nothing that the universe wishes for you more than that you have a loving, joyful life. You are here, we have said again and again, to be a physical manifestation of love. That does not mean, as the channel sometimes forgets, that doesn't mean just giving love. It means being love, yes. Making the loving choice. Giving love. Coming from love. But it also means loving yourself and allowing yourself to receive love, to receive that which brings you joy. She is one of those people, who looks around to make sure that everyone at the table has everything they need before she sits down, even when she's at a restaurant. That's a lovely, way to be sometimes, but not when you never, ever think about what you yourself need. It is much more important, as you have heard again and again and again, as we said 25 years ago, put your own oxygen mask on first. Then you can help everyone else. She is one of those people who sometimes forgets that she has to breathe too. She doesn't have to wait for everyone else to breathe before she breathes. Neither do you. You don't have to wait for everyone else to be fed before you eat. You cannot starve yourself enough to feed one other hungry person, so it does no one any good for you to go without. The greatest gift that you can give to the world is a model of love and joy. And that begins with making sure that you love yourself and you are living a life of joy. The hardest thing for any of you to learn is that when you are living in your joy and you are living with a sense of self-love, that does not deny anyone else. It serves no starving child anywhere in the world for you to not have a joyful day. In fact, you having a joyful day and sending out love from a joyful heart to the world will do more to help that child than almost anything else you can do. Everything is energy. For those of you who choose to send energy in the form of money to starving children, it's all about your intention. If it's coming from a loving heart, if it's coming from a place that says, my life is so great and so wonderful, and I am so filled with joy that I want the whole world to be joyful also, because I believe that's how the world is meant to be, then everything that you give is multiplied 10 times 10. But if you do it to soothe your conscience, oh, I live here in the Western world, and we have so much, I feel guilty, so I'm sending X amount of money to the starving children. If you're doing it out of guilt, or even worse, if you're saying, I really should give something to the starving children because God / the universe is going to punish me if I don't, then you're serving no one. No one. It's about coming from a joyful, loving heart. The energy of love is stronger than any other force in the universe. And so when you are loving yourself, loving those around you, loving the work that you do, loving the world in all of its imperfection, you are healing everything that you touch. And so yes, as she says in her message to you, she's beginning to get it. Oh yeah, that applies to me too. Well, you know what? It applies to all of you. You all have a right to ask for exactly and precisely what you want from the heart. Your head is what asks you for the red Porsche, because what your heart wants is self-respect, or what your heart wants is to feel like you're enough. The red Porsche doesn't do that for you. Coming from a loving heart does. And so, we will simply close by saying to you, you are safe, and you are loved, and you are love. Don't forget that. Love creates. Love is the strongest power in the universe, and so what you ask for with love will always, always be given to you. Yes, we will close.